Okay, so you've had a go at the frame with the mask. You've got an image off the internet and you've had a go at a frame mask like that, and maybe it didn't work properly, or you didn't like it and you want to do your own. So this tutorial is going to show you how to do your own frames with and without a mask effect. So in the folder with the video there's a picture called English Village, which I'm going to open, and it's a nice picture, but again I want to apply frame to it. I'm going to first of all choose the rectangle tool from the vector panel over here. If the rectangle tool is not showing, you click and hold the tool, and then you'll get the flyout menu and you choose the rectangle tool from there. And carefully I'm going to draw as close as I can to the edge a rectangle all from the one corner of the image to the other. You'll notice it appears as a new layer in the image over here. It's got a white fill at the moment, don't worry too much about that. I'll take the white fill out using a transparent fill for that. See, it's gone. And I'm going to put a red frame on. Comes in initially, normally defaults to a single pixel tip size for the stroke. So I'm going to increase that to say 37, whatever suits. I'm going to increase the edge to make the edge softer. You'll notice it softens the edge of the image as well. And I'm going to change the stroke category to give me a slightly more interesting effect. There's loads you can choose from here. I'm going to go for a textured charcoal fill, and you get this kind of effect here. If you drop the edge down, increase the width, you'll see what happens. You can adjust that. Now, what it also applies automatically when you put the textured stroke on is it applies a textured fill to the stroke, which I want to take off, because what it's doing, it's making the whole line rather transparent, and I don't want it to be transparent. So I'm going to drop the texture level down to 0, and it will give me this kind of an effect here. Let me just zoom in a little bit on that. So I'll just zoom in so you can see what's happened. So I've got a slightly softened and textured edge into my frame. That might be all you need. You might not need any more than that. But what I'm going to do show you now is how to convert this box, this rectangle, into a mask. A mask will only work with black and white. You have to have it as black and white, and it'll only work as a bitmap. And this currently is a vector tool, a vector image. So what I've got to do is a couple of things. I've got to change the fill to white, and I've got to change the stroke to black, and that will give me my mask template. It's still a vector shape at the moment, so I can't do anything with it until I do this, and this is the clever bit. Now remember, well, when you've done this bit, you can't go back. Well, you can undo it, but you can't edit the stroke effect or anything when you've done it. But to get it to be a mask, you modify and you flatten selection. You have to make sure that you've only got the rectangle selected here. If you've got the bitmap selected, you'll lose it. So you want to have the rectangle selected and you want to flatten the selection. It changes that to a bitmap, and now you can use it as a mask. Same as you did before, right click, edit, cut. That vanishes, select the bitmap and then choose edit, paste as mask, and you'll find that your DIY frame now masks the background image. And if you put a background, you can use the same background you had before and it looks identical, but the advantage is if you've got, say, a different coloured background, or you've got another image behind it, then you've got what I think is quite a nice effect on there. Okay, so there's a tutorial to show you how to do DIY masks. What I will do now is I'll just do File and Save As, and I'll choose English Village with DIY frame, and I'll change the file type to PNG so I can edit it later, and I'll click Save, and I'm done. Okay, you have a go at that. Try some effects, try different vector shapes, try creating masks with those and see what sort of things you can get. Sky's the limit with this. Masks, very, very powerful things. Thanks for watching, guys.